Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm very excited about today's video. We are going to be digging into my Juvia's Place order. I just got in my order from Juvia's Place last night. I picked up a couple of things and I am excited to take a look at them all today. So that is what we'll be doing. I got one lipstick and then 4 different palettes. We'll be looking at each of the palettes, doing some swatches, some general information, and then of course be doing a makeup look at the end. I cannot wait. I've opened up a couple of these, a couple I have not yet. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So I hope you guys are excited about it as well. Before we jump in, I want to welcome any new visitors to my channel. I hope that you enjoy this video, and if you do, I hope you'll consider subscribing and be sure that your notifications are turned on so you know each time I upload a new video. And now let's go ahead and take a closer look at these palettes. Alright, so I ended up ordering 4 of their smaller palettes. A couple of these are old and then one is brand new. I think it's only been out for a couple of weeks. The new one that I got is the Vanessa palette. It's this one right here. This one was $15. I did pay the full price for this one, although I do think I had a 10% discount code that I used at the end, but this I am excited to try. I will insert for you guys right here the swatches. I have not actually swatched this out yet. I'll do the swatches after we finish the video, but oh, interesting. Okay, that shade looks interesting. It looks very pink, but it's kind of a pink with a gold reflect. That is a cool shade. Ooh, wow. You guys see that reflect? It's like very gold when you turn it to the side, but very pink straight on. Very pretty. Okay, let's swatch this one in the middle. This is the marbled one. Oh, it looks so pretty. Oh, I just realized I should have done the close-ups of these before I swatched it. Maybe I can get some of that detail back if I run a brush over it. But there's the shade in the middle. Oh, good heavens. That is my kind of shade. I love a good taupey purple. This is a nice one. It looks like a pinky kind of mid-tone purpley pink. Very pretty. And here's that first shimmer. Just quickly swatched live on the back of my hand. Very, very pretty lid shades. And then the mattes in here look gorgeous as well. This is going to be a fun one to play with. The next one I got is the Taupes palette. Here is a look at this one. Very pretty, very cool toned. This one I did swatch this morning, and these shimmers look pretty impressive. I was fortunate enough to get this one on sale for $7. Not sure if that sale is still going on. Some of the palettes were on sale, some of them were not. You don't get a lot of range from light to dark in here. I'd say everything in here is kind of in that light to mid-tone range, but I think it looks absolutely beautiful. I also picked up the Nudes palette. Here is a look at this one. I'm telling you, it's the packaging on these. I mean, I love Juvia's Place packaging so much, and these are like little miniature versions of their beautiful larger palette packaging. So if you like smaller palettes, I think you'll love these, assuming the shadows inside perform well. Okay, this one looks really pretty as well. Reminds me a lot as far as tone or level of depth of the Taupes palette, but this one is more warm. So these are a lot more warm in tone, but still on that kind of light to mid-tone range. This one I also got on sale for $7. Normally is $14. Again, I'm not sure if that sale is still going on by the time this video goes up. But man, you guys, these look really pretty. Let's take a look at some of these shimmers. Nice and golden, nice and light and reflective. I love my shimmers to be nice and light and reflective. Pretty. Very fun. I feel like the shimmers inside here will go really well with these ones. I think these shimmers are really nice, but I do like often to put something on my inner corner, inner lid that's a little bit lighter, which you guys probably know. And I feel like this will be a good option for that. So maybe we'll combine this one with that palette. We'll see. I was also very excited to get the Chocolates palette. You guys, you might know I do love my lighter tones on the inner corner, but I also love rich, rich tones on my outer corner or to smoke things out. I did pay full price for this one. It was not on sale. It was $14. Look at the richness in this palette, you guys. I love Juvia's Place deep chocolatey matte brown, so I knew I had to have this palette. It looks so pretty. This transition shade looks really beautiful. I love this warm kind of red brown. Then you get these 2 browns right here. They're actually somewhat similar. I did swatch these this morning. This one is just a little bit warmer, whereas this one is a little bit more ashy and kind of cool toned. But I do love some rich depth. I think this one's going to be really fun to play with, especially in combination with some of these other more lighter toned ones. Lastly, I did pick up a lipstick from Juvia's Place. This was kind of pricey. I thought it was on sale, but when I added it to my cart, turns out it was not on sale, and rather than like cancel my order and go through that hassle, I just went with it. Normally I probably wouldn't have jumped for this if it wasn't on sale, but it did look really pretty and I was very curious. So I went with the shade Chic, which was in there, I think mauve nude tones. Let me just give it a swatch for you guys. It looks really pretty. I actually did try this on last night and it looks really promising. A really nice matte formula. Look at the packaging of this, you guys. I mean, does that not just look Super, super fancy. I think that is a pretty lipstick to pull out of your purse. So we'll use this lipstick today as well. We'll get into that towards the end of the video, but I do want to jump into the eyes first. So as you can probably tell, I do have most of my makeup on already. I don't have blush on or lips or eyes yet, but I did use my e.l.f. Camo CC cream, my CoverGirl concealer. I used my Hourglass bronzer on my cheeks and this Artist Couture loose highlighter in the shade Summer Haze. This is an old one that came in a BoxyCharm. In my brows, I just have the e.l.f. brow pencil and the ColourPop Brow Boss gel. And I think that's just about it. I did put a little bit of lip balm on. Is that it? I think that's it. Oh, and I did also use my Marc Jacobs eye primer. All right, so as I mentioned, I do really want to focus on the Vanessa palette today because this is their newest palette. This is the one that I think I'm most excited to try. It is the most colorful of the bunch that I got. I feel like I've done a lot of pink looks lately, but it is Valentine's Day or the day before Valentine's Day when this video will go up. So I think we can get away with doing a third pink look in a row. Hopefully you guys will give me a pass on that. Maybe we'll throw a little bit of this orange in there as well and do kind of a pink and orange look. Use a lot of the color in here and see if we can get this level of color to look a little bit more natural because that's typically how I like to wear color. We're just gonna play. I don't have a lot of plans for this look. I just want to try and use as many shades as I can. So we are going to go in with my Rephr number 16 brush. We're gonna start off in this transition shade right here. Looks like a nice peach. This looks pretty pigmented. Let me just make sure those creases are gone. I'm just gonna start building this up through my crease and slightly above. Oh, that is pretty, you guys. Oh my goodness. I have a good feeling about this today. It's funny, I don't know what took me so long with these palettes. Actually, I think I do. I was kind of thinking about this the other day. As someone that's a huge fan of Juvia's Place, for some reason, these smaller palettes, even though I heard a lot of good things about them, I think I held off on them for so long because they are $14 or $15 full price. And for a smaller 6-pan eyeshadow palette, I felt like that was a little bit pricey, knowing that their full-size palettes are usually around $20. So I think that value difference just kind of got stuck in my head and kept me from really looking into these or giving these a chance, but I'm excited I found 2 of them on sale. And I actually don't think, for the size of these, I mean, these are larger sized pans than, say, let me just grab a Sydney Grace pan. Oh, it sticks. What do you know? So here's a Sydney Grace size pan. As you can, sorry, this is difficult because of the magnet. Oh. As you can see, it is a little bit bigger. You do get a little bit more product inside here. I think more than anything, I'm so used to Juvia's Place shadows being so affordable and such great value that these ones I just felt like were maybe a little bit more pricey per gram than their normal palettes. But again, I'm just being super, super critical and I'm sometimes overly focused on value. I absolutely recognize that. Just a part of who I am. It's kind of ingrained in my brain, that value frugal side of me. Blessing and a curse. All right, so I'm just trying to keep this really nice and loose. I'm kind of even going a little bit under my lash line a little bit. I don't want this to be too precise. And I'm going to take this smudge brush, the Rephr number 2. We're going to take that same shade and I'm going to add this. Actually, I don't want to take this brush. Let's take this one. This is the number 13 brush. It's a fluffier, smaller detail brush. I would just want this to be a little bit less defined under the lash line. So I really want this to almost go like in that socket right there. So it's going a little lower than I typically go because we are going to layer some of this color and depth up. So I want to start lower and then work my way in. All right, let's now, with that same first brush, the number 16 brush, we're going to dip into this orange. I want to add just a little bit of this orange kind of right above my, or kind of right in my socket, just slightly above. We're just adding a little bit of depth right there. I want to add just a little bit more depth, a little bit more color right here, and then we're going to focus the pink kind of on this outer half. I really like the Juvia's Place mattes. They're very dry and firmly pressed, but they're really pigmented. I find them to be pretty easy to blend, and you can get a lot, you can really layer them up and get them super intense if that's what you're looking for, but you don't have to. You can go a little bit more subtle. I feel like this is a little bold. This might be a little bit bold today, but that's okay. It's Valentine's Day. We're gonna go for it. Okay, now I want to take that pink right here in the corner. I should probably be telling you the shades. This was the shade Busy. This one is Stush. This one is Akua. I need to go follow Vanessa. I actually don't follow her right now. There's so many influencers. I don't know. I feel like I've kind of lost touch with the new YouTube beauty world, but the photos of her, holy cow, honestly, beautiful. The photos of the Juvia's Place makeup artists are always so stunning. So that was pretty easy, pretty quick. I'm just gonna layer a little bit more kind of along this lash line. We'll probably go over this area right here with some brown as well, but for now I'm just gonna start layering that up. This is my favorite thing to do when I'm working with pinks. As someone that's not super fond of too bold of pinks on me, I do love layering browns on top of shades of pink. Gives them a little bit more of like a purpley effect. I know it looks a little bit bold and pink right now. I mean, nothing wrong with this. It's just a little bit more bold and pink than I am comfortable wearing on a typical day-to-day basis in my life. But I do like to do this and layer the browns on top because I think it tones down, even though it deepens things up, it also tones down the color. And again, this is the number 13 brush, the same brush I used on my lower lash line. I'm going to keep this pink off of my lower lash line. I might go back in and add a little bit of that orange, or I'll probably actually just add some of the brown to my lower lash line. All right, now let's do that next. I'm going to take that same brush, I wiped it off a little, we're going to dip into the chocolatey brown, the shade BSG, and I'm just going to start kind of the same thing I did with the pink, but a little bit more precise. I'm not going to blow this out or blend this out quite as much as I did the pink. And just with what's left, I'm going to kind of run some of that dark pigment from the outer corner and pull it down along this outer lower lash line just to deepen that up and shape it a little bit. Actually, I'm going to do that with this brush. This is the number 2 brush, the one I like to use. This is my favorite brush to use for shaping out my outer corner here. Just add a tiny bit more brown, kind of pressing that into the upper lashes and slightly down below. It's going to help give me that nice shape right there, but it's also, because it's kind of more of a smudgy brush, it's not going to be too angled. It's still nice and soft. Okay, now what to do on my lid. Let's go back and swatch these two. Oh, they're both so pretty. Oh, I'm loving this taupe, but I'm kind of feeling this color right here because it's so unique. Let's go with this one. We're going to go with the pinky gold. I don't know if you can see this, but when I turn it to the side, it's very much a brown toned gold, whereas if I turn it forward, it's very, very pink. Very pretty duochrome. I love a good duochrome. They're so fun to wear because it's almost like wearing 2 different makeup looks at once. It just kind of depends on where the light catches it, shifts a little bit. And it's a really interesting gold shift. It's more of like a green gold. It's very interesting. I've never seen a shade quite like this. Okay, back to that initial number 16 brush. I kind of wiped it off and we're just very lightly running it over the top edge of everything just to make sure it's all blended together. Now I think I want to go into the nudes palette. I want to add just a little bit of one of these shades to my inner corner. We're going to go with this one right here. I'm going to take my Rephr number 3 brush. It's that pointy detail brush. I'm just going to start adding this to my inner corner. Alright, so I want to add just a little bit more to my lower lash line. I'm going to go back into that smaller blending brush, the number 13 brush, and we're going to go back to the Vanessa palette. We're going to take the orange, this one right here, add just a little bit to the very tip. We're lightly going to run that right next to the lashes, just halfway in. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of liner just to my upper waterline. Then I'm going to add a few coats of my, what mascara do I want to use today? I think I'll use my Flower Beauty Warrior Princess mascara. Then I will meet you guys back here. We'll finish off with the lips, the cheeks, go over a couple final thoughts on these palettes, and we will be done. Alright you guys, so here we have the finished eye look. Big fan of this one. I think this one turned out so pretty. I love the mix of the orange and pink with the brown. Really beautiful color combination. I cannot wait to use this shade in the center as well. Like these 3 shades together would make a really beautiful look. So happy I ended up picking up this palette. Thank you to you guys that steered me in the right direction. I had mentioned I was kind of waffling back and forth between trying out some Juvia's Place palettes or some from ColourPop, and so many of you guys said go for the Juvia's Place ones, and I'm so happy that I did. I think the ones that I used today performed really well. I cannot wait to try these two. I'll try and maybe work these into a future video. Let me know which of these you would most like to see, but I will definitely be keeping you guys posted. All right, so let's move on to the rest of the look. I do want to add a little bit of blush. I don't have any blush on yet. And I think today I want to go for my cream putty blush from e.l.f. This one is in the shade, I think it's Tahiti. So today I actually want to try using this blush with my finger. I found this one and the Milani one. I've been using them back and forth for the last week or so, and I did find I think I like these a little bit better with my finger than I do with a brush. So we're going to add a little bit of this with my finger. This is a really pretty shade. I feel like it will match perfectly with this look today. I think I mentioned in the video where I tried these two blushes out that they felt very similar in texture. I actually think the more that I've used them now, the Milani one is a little bit more creamy and emollient than the e.l.f. one. The e.l.f. one, it is very creamy still, but it's not quite as almost glossy as the Milani one. But I don't find that the Milani one wears off anymore. I think they have pretty similar wear time. I just think the Milani one has a little bit more of a glossy sort of, I don't want to call it glossy or greasy at all. I don't think it is that. It just has a little bit more of a dewy texture than the e.l.f. one. The e.l.f. one's a little bit more of an almost matte type of finish. Okay, let's move into the lips. So as I mentioned, I did pick up a new lipstick from Juvia's Place. We will be trying that one out today. I think it will go pretty well. It is a little bit more cool toned, although my eyes are a little bit more warm, but it is quite pink. So I think we'll get away with that. I think that will look okay. I do want to add a little bit of liner first. I'm going to take my LA Girl Ultimate Intense Wear Auto Liner in the shade Nonstop Nude. I really like this shade, you guys. I've been using it a lot over the last week and a half. How long has it been? Has anyone else lost all sense of time since COVID? I feel like I no longer know what day of the week it is. It's really messed up my internal schedule. Probably because so many of the things that used to define my schedule, like activities, have gone away. So now it's just every day. It's Groundhog's Day, basically. It's every day is the same. All right, so we're going to add a little bit of the Juvia's Place now. I feel like I'm not going to need much of this because it is quite rich. It is a little bit more pigmented than I typically like to go for my lips. So that's a really, really pretty color. I do want to add a light gloss in the middle. I'm going to take my ColourPop Fairy Floss lip gloss. I found out this was discontinued. I am so upset about that because I absolutely love this gloss. And now that I discovered that, I feel like I need to use it up because I know it is a little bit older. It's probably going to expire soon. And I still have quite a bit of product left inside here, but gosh, I love this gloss. All right, you guys, I think that is everything. Very happy with that lip look. I think that's really, really pretty. That color is beautiful. I love the eye look. Love everything that I tried out today. Juvia's Place does it again. They did not disappoint. I didn't expect that they would. Love this brand so much. There's a reason that I talk about Juvia's Place a lot because they combine everything that I love in good makeup. They're affordable. They have a lot of sales, which I appreciate. Their packaging is always super adorable and their formulas are always great, high-end quality. Thank you guys so much for watching today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it was somewhat helpful for you guys. Again, I would love to know what you guys thought. If you've tried out any of these palettes yourselves, maybe even some of the mini palettes I don't have. I think they have 3 or 4 more that I haven't picked up yet. I'm not quite sure that I'm going to yet. I'm already off to a tough start for my 2 palettes a month goal. I think I've already picked up 6. Oh, it's only February. I'm in trouble. But let me know what you guys think. And also if you'd like to see 1 or 2 of these palettes make an appearance in a future video, please let me know down below. Thank you guys again for stopping by. I hope that you guys are doing well. I want to remind you one more time, if you haven't yet subscribed, I hope that you'll consider doing that before you leave. I would love to have you on board. But that is it for today. I will see you guys very soon in my next video. Bye. Here comes Charlie. She's upstairs at the kitchen table coloring. Oh, what'd you find? Your slippers. Hey, how'd your pictures come out?
Good.
Good? Did you get both of them done or just the first one? Okay, stop. Speaking of Groundhog's Day, such a great movie. I feel like it's kind of underrated. Not quite as good as What About Bob if we're talking Bill Murray, but those 2 movies I just think are classic if you want a good laugh. Look. Look, it's the same color as your shirt. Yep, exactly the same. Huh. Look, it's just like your shirt.